The United States of America, the third largest country in the world. It's a loud and strong nation and sets the standard in nearly all areas, especially in the West. Almost every trend finds its origins in pioneering America. But is this really always a good thing? The USA has an incredibly high GDP of almost 24 trillion US dollars. The United States is the market leader, particularly in the meat industry. 99% of the meat comes from factory farming. Around 23 million land animals are killed every day. That's 266 animals per second. The greenhouse gases that are produced contribute significantly to climate change. The resulting events can be seen, for example, in the extreme heat waves in Los Angeles in 2022. Animals are reduced to simply being food or property. But there is a way of life that opposes this exploitation: veganism. And with it, committed people who carry the ideas and ideals of veganism into the world in a variety of ways. Today, we meet 6 of them in Los Angeles, California.
My name is Chanel, and I run the Vegan as Fuck food truck in Los Angeles. So we specialize in loaded egg rolls. I wanted to create a different type of vegan food, so I wanted to focus on the street food culture. The reason being because people typically hear the word street food and they don't think of the word vegan behind it. For me, Vegan Exchange is more of like a cultural experience for me, because it's a place every single Sunday that you can gather with your fellow peers and serve vegan food. It's like a one-stop shop, so you can get vegan desserts, you got me, you got vegan chicken there. So it's a weekly meetup for people that are non-vegan and vegans to come together and try some amazing vegan food. I love that festival. The owners are really amazing. When my truck launched, the owner reached out and was like, hey, we gotta have you at our first festival coming up. I signed up and I've been there every single Sunday. I actually launched it last year in June. I moved to Los Angeles from my hometown, Chicago, in the middle of the pandemic. And when I immediately moved here, I noticed one thing. A lot of the vegan food in Los Angeles was the same or a similar concept. So I wanted to create something totally new, totally out of the box. And as you can see, the truck is bright pink, you can't miss it. Everything's served in this pink box with a pink fortune cookie, because I wanted to be original and I wanted to be different and think outside of the box. I've actually been vegan for 9 years now, which is insane, but time has flew by. Growing up in a Black family, you don't hear the word vegan too often. So it was definitely hard for me to transition and kind of leave a little bit of my culture behind, but it's been an amazing journey. Pretty much Los Angeles has everything that you want as a vegan. Whether it's pizza, whether it's burgers, whether it's tacos, you can go and get it, and I love that. I'm very spoiled living here as a vegan. So we're gonna try to have somebody try this one as a sample. We got our Philly roll.
Oh my God.
And
Ezra.
I'm Sequoia.
And are you guys vegan?
Oh yeah.
How long have you guys been vegan?
I've been vegan for 6 years, and then I turned him vegan when we met.
You know what?
A little less than a year.
Listen, that's why you need her in your life.
Yeah.
All right? Don't let her go.
You hear
She's
that?
the show's
I know. No, she got me hooked for sure.
Got you hooked. All right, you
Yeah.
guys are trying the Vegan as Fuck Philly roll. And you gotta dip it in the sauce
I know. Okay.
and let us know your genuine reaction.
Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
Oh. Oh shit. You're overwhelmed, huh?
I'm so happy.
So good. This is our first time here. It's fucking amazing. We're literally from this like sort of small
Rural,
town
humble, yeah.
in rural Humble. They have no vegan restaurants at all. So it's like
Enjoy it. That's the Philly roll once again.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
good
It's
time,
so
We
guys.
saw it on the Instagram. We were like, I need to stop here. This is my first time.
All right, well, you guys got to try it. I'm so happy.
Thank you so
guys.
much.
I tell them I can eat anything that I want. I can eat anything that you eat, but there's no animals that have to die for it. And every time they say that, I'm like, so you can eat sushi? Yes, I can eat vegan sushi. Can you eat pizza? Yes, I can eat vegan pizza. I can eat vegan soul food. I can eat vegan tacos. It's everything that you eat, but no animals died for mine. I knew that I wanted to be healthier. I knew that I wanted to take control of my life. And I knew I wanted to go vegan to protect animals and do my part. So that was kind of all the motivation that I need. Over the course of me being vegan these 9 years, I knew I wanted to take what I was learning and cooking at my home and bringing it to the world, and that's exactly what I did with Vegan as Fuck. I think the future of veganism is all about expansion. We're taking over the fast food industry like crazy. We're taking over the restaurant industry. We're taking over the grocery stores. So I personally feel like it's all about expansion. It's all about adding more diversity. We're coming for the meat eaters. We're changing the game, and that's pretty much it.
I am Yosef. I go by Yosef Fromage because my name actually was legally changed from Yosef Fakouri to Yosef Fromage. The reason I changed my name to Fromage is because I became popular, known, and people call or come here, can I speak to Mr. Fromage, Mr. Fromage? So I became Monsieur Fromage. So, and I have been open here early 2014. I've been making vegan cheese since 2009. I did it just for fun to impress my lady friend, hoping that she fall in love with me because she was a vegan chef. And I continue making the cheese with the same idea, trying to make, instead of make one lady fall in love with me, trying to make everybody fall in love with me. My cheese is made with nuts. I use whole nuts. I don't use pieces. I don't use powder of the nuts. Cashew, macadamia, almond, it's all whole pieces. Because you get better flavor, better milk from the nuts when you prepare for fermentation. Welcome to take your mask if you feel comfortable.
It is my first time here.
You're welcome.
I am picking up some stuff for a friend who is a vegan. I know I haven't tasted anything. Give me a couple of suggestions.
When you eat dairy, what's flavor you look for? Or
I like intense flavors.
this is made with nuts. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And how did you find out about this?
I've heard about you guys forever, and I was asking my brother, who is a vegan,
Oh,
where should I go to pick up some stuff, and he mentioned this. Were you somewhere else first?
no.
You're always
That's
here.
Almost 9 years here. You want a softer or you want a harder cheese, Grandma?
Again, I'm open. How about something a little harder?
A little spicy, but it's creamy.
That's really good. So, okay, thank you.
I have everybody comes here. What's interesting, the young people are very conscientious about what to eat because they have compassion. They are aware of animals, cruelty towards the animals. So you have the young people are actually changing the older folks, older generation. In America, success means big. That means you have to be in stores. No, success, if you're making something delicious and you are making people happy and satisfied, well, the future is gonna be vegan. That's for sure. But how long is gonna take a while, because you cannot convince people to go vegan unless you introduce them with a delicious product. It's all about a good product.
My name is Trisha Payne and I'm a Twitch streamer, and also I've been vegan for almost 10 years. Veganism is definitely a big part of my life when it comes to my social media persona. I don't even want to call it a persona because I'm just me. I'm Trisha Payne everywhere. On Twitch I create content that is, I call it the mothership. My team is the mothership crew on my Twitch channel, and pretty much a community just to have people to have a good safe place to do gaming and to also talk about topics. I also do light work.
Excited to have him see the trucks and stuff because he's probably seen it and everything, but it's different when you get to like look in their eyes and give them water and see how stacked they are on top of each other.
For the sixth thing.
Yep. Oh my gosh! And then the last one dies. What the fuck? Oh my god! Like the cat with the thing. What the fuck?
I play StarCraft 2. I play Overwatch. I love doing team games. I love getting people involved. So my biggest thing is I love getting shy people to talk on the microphone and like play on a team game with me for a while. I'm like, hey, get on the microphone, get in the chat. So yeah, I love just building community.
Oopsie.
I am vegan because it was just an easy decision once I figured out that there was a lifestyle that was vegan. As a vegan, people will usually ask like, well, what do you eat? And my dad is usually like, you eat Treebok, Trisha, what do you eat? There's so many different options now for vegans that you can pretty much get the exact same meal veganized. Another argument that I love when people say is like, oh, like, well, what do you eat? You know, like you have to get your nutrients, you have to get, you know, your omegas, get your protein. And my argument back to them is, so what were your omegas today? Okay, so what was your things of protein today? I had beans, and what did you eat? You ate, you know, this or whatever. And so it's just like the same thing that most people don't realize, that like, well, what are they eating? If I can go back in time and tell little Trisha, like, hey, when you're older, you're gonna be eating so many salads and you're gonna like love broccoli, I'd be like, no, you're crazy. But yeah, I love broccoli, cauliflower, and pretty much most vegetables. I really love them all. So one of my favorite spots to eat is Sun Cafe. I try to go there every year for my birthday to get my lasagna dinner. Recently I've been getting is a BLT, but I add cheese on it, and then I get a side of mashed potatoes. And their sandwiches there are amazing, and they swap out the bread with the gluten-free bread, which is awesome for me. It makes everything just so much easier to be able to go to an all-vegan, you know, spot that has gluten-free options. And they also have desserts there that are absolutely killer. The desserts are like insanely flavorful. Like when I say like chocolate mousse, oh my gosh, their stuff is awesome. And it's also gluten-free, which is great. And I am a fiend for cupcakes. So they always have a bunch of selection of cupcakes. And recently I got the lemon raspberry cupcake. And oh my gosh, I'm usually such a chocolate person, but the lemon raspberry, oh my gosh, it was so good. It has like cream filling too, which I didn't know. And I was, yeah. Filming that, I didn't know there was cream filling in the inside. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so good. My plans for the future are definitely my Twitch streaming. It's gonna be my Twitch streaming. I'm hoping to be streaming full time. Hopefully every day, traveling. I really want to showcase, you know, vegan food all over the world. That's something that I really have always wanted to do. A key experience to help me take action when it came to activism in the vegan community in LA was one of my friends took me to a pig vigil with the Animal Alliance Network and the LA Animal Save group. Vigil is where a group of activists, we go and we give water to baby pigs as they're about to enter the slaughterhouse. And usually they're about 3 to 6 month old baby pigs, and they're all crammed in a just terrifyingly gross conditions of a hot, like, crated truck. And usually it's in 90 degrees or freezing degree weather. A lot of them don't make it.
Oh wow, we didn't even tell you. Back up. And we're right outside of the slaughterhouse. Here. Thanks for tuning in.
Like, you could take someone to a pig vigil and show them the, like, brutal, you know, slaughterhouse footage and like what's going on with the slaughterhouses, or you can take them to the Gentle Barn and show them how a cow should be hugged and like pigs can be cute and, you know, like the chickens and everything. They have everything you can imagine there. They even have like a turkey, which was great because for Thanksgiving I adopted a turkey named Romeo. And so it's really great to just show people, you know, like turkeys are really sweet. I want people to just see animals for the beings that they are instead of just a product. I feel like that's kind of what got me more into doing the activism, for sure. Yeah, in my magical world, everyone's vegan. That would be great. The vegan community in Los Angeles is huge. There is a gigantic vegan community. There's vegan street fairs, there's small fairs, there's events that they hold. I feel like the future of veganism in Los Angeles and in the world is going to be a very big breakthrough. I feel like most places, honestly, just being vegan for almost 10 years now, just seeing in the past like 5 years, just how many, like just being vegan on the menu, you know, just having the little V mark and everything, just even having options on the menu. I think that most people are going, the little bit of wake up is going to happen. The future is vegan. I feel like definitely people are going to have to switch no matter what.
My name is Konstantin, and they call me Le Fou in the art world because my friend Skrillex, he used his name as an art, you know, from his school. So it was how his friends called him. So they call me Le Fou because of that. Crazy. So I used that name, and I do street art in Los Angeles, and I also do music for movie, and I also do gallery art. I want people to understand that vegan is not something complicated. It doesn't take like my art trying to simplify. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. We live in a time where it's unnecessary to kill animals to survive. You know, when you do, of course, street art, you have to use common sense. That's my approach, okay? So, for example, graffiti, is no good, because you make noise, and and if they see you, you can remove. So with the poster, I was lucky to, although it's not legal, I can always remove. So when I get busted, they'll be like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. But I think with the vegan message, it's very lucky. It's a very good message. People like it, they connect. So the police sometimes see me, I do big posters, they like Brad Pitt, they like the message, they're like, no. And I give them some stickers, I bribe them. I give them but I try to be cool. I think it's all about being nice. One day I was watching with my ex-girlfriend Fight Club again. She told me after the movie, I said, that's a great movie. She's like, oh, Brad Pitt is vegan. I think after a while I'm like, wait a minute, that'd be a good idea for like an obey message, I didn't think of exactly the concept, just the red of the obey, So I was like, let me make a vegan club, and I said to her, what do you think of that? She was like, that's a great idea. I thought it was kind of silly. I was like, vegan club, it sounds like, a club or whatever. And she was like, no, it's great. And so I was like, I stepped up and I was like, let me just look into it. And I went in the streets and I tested, and the response was immediate. And I think celebrities like, I don't know who was first, but I think Toby Morse, and who was friends with Moby, and then Tony Canal, and Davey Havok, they all started sharing pictures of my art, and it motivated to even go further because I was experimenting and I saw people liking. I was doing like experiment T-shirt for fun, like Brad Pitt with Vegan Club, and people were like, oh my god, it's so cool, and they were like not vegan. They were asking me, what is that, and I was like, and I knew there was something I was into. It's something that everybody wants to belong to in a club that is good. It's like a feminist movement, like everybody wants to be in it. Everybody wants to be vegan, but they don't know it yet. It's kind of we're ahead. When I started doing street art, people, some celebrities, you know, promoted it, like Toby Morse and Moby and Tony Canal, and suddenly people want to buy, you know, the posters, and they wanted this printed on t-shirts with messages. So I started using Vegan Club, and I collaborated with artists like Brandy, and I have Mary Colende. I have many people. So this is all, you know, for sale in store or online. Veganclub.co. I'm promoting. Like this is with ALF. It's a guy liberating a rabbit from the experiments, and I do collaboration like this, you know, with companies. I do also art like this for gallery. So I have some political messages I like to, you know, play around with, you know, like this is, you know, mini-me, a la politics, and this is River Phoenix, falling down, mixed together, veganized. I veganize messages, very pop culture. So I take, for example, like falling down Michael Douglas, and I change the head with River Phoenix, and I make it vegan to make a point, a little visit. This is Billie Eilish, and she's a big fan of mine. Every time she sees my art in the street, she takes a video. So I have different color. This is people like, you know, the hippie, but I have also in gold right there. Church saint, to do the right thing. You know, I use messages, you know, positive. It's hard, you know, with all this violence, but you have to be. That's our job as an artist. You know, we have to, you know, clean the mess. I'm working on a project maybe for Miyoko Cheese. They want to do a mural. So I'm trying to make something with superhero and change the faces. So I'm trying to, you know, experiment, and, you know, and we see the response. I never expect anything. I just have fun, and we're not, you know, we're experimenting. You know, it's life. You know, we don't know. We just keep going and do the best we can. I first saw Earthlings or movies like this in 2000 when YouTube came out. And I was like shocked to see that. I thought that was not possible. I was like, this is rare. So I never took it seriously. But I think one day I was lucky, in quotes, to see the reality face to face. I was stuck in traffic, and there were a pig truck next to me. And it was very hot in Vegas. The pigs were stuck together in the truck next to me. And I became like, whatever, you know. And then after a while, I saw my dogs, you know, I had to stop the car, wait in the car. And I opened the window, and then my dogs started panting, and I put water. I had to turn on the car, put the air condition, close the windows. And I was watching the pigs, and I'm like, 1 hour went by, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'm like, this is not, you know, this is not a joke. You know, those animals are treated like shit. And of course, last but not least, I'm gonna show off my little studio. I make electronic, and I work with Sean Monson, and I try and do like, behind the scene of Blade Runner was a highlight, you know, of what I achieved so far. Merde. Putain. Alright, let's see. Move. Please, move. Is he moving? No? He's not moving. Fuck. He's not moving, right? Fuck. Oh, we can go. Ah, merde. He passed him. I should have gone that way. Fuck. I know better. It's windy too.
It's windy, yeah.
God damn it. Can we go up there?
Look, we can get up here, but it's windy and there's police everywhere. It's Sunday night. I mean, look how much light we have. It's so lit. Let's go somewhere else. Somewhere better.
I want to do it. But I want to park. Can I park the car here?
No?
No, here. Park here.
And then what?
Let's go attack. Me and you. Let's get down.
Look.
Me and you.
That's 12 to 15 feet. We have a 10-foot ladder.
No, I just go this.
You can try it if you want. I don't think so.
Let's try it.
Do you guys see any cameras around? Oh yeah, there is right there.
Just give me the stuff. I'll go check it out. Okay? Check it out. future veganism is kind of like the future of slavery. This is inevitable. You have to understand, like people always learn at the end, at the edge. They got to push to the limits. Like the animals suffer so much, we can do a little bit for them. Nobody, those messages might help somebody to convert. Maybe, or expose and expedite the process. Eating meat, I think, is better than drinking milk because the animal is going to be tortured and then killed, So I think it's worse, to eat cheese and milk. And I realized.
Raspberry and a blackberry, please. My name is Casey Branson, and I'm the founder of Junie and Sprout. We make vegan cheese boards and charcuterie boards. So on certain days of the week, I'll go to the farmer's market to get all the seasonal fruits and vegetables. I tend to make most of my boards in the morning to the early afternoon so that I have time to deliver them. At the farmer's market, I buy seasonal produce. We have amazing seasonal produce here all the time in Los Angeles. So we're coming out of citrus season, which is blood oranges, other oranges. We always have berries for some reason that are really great. The strawberries are amazing. I get herbs, I get edible flowers to make the boards really beautiful. Once in a while I do veggie trays, so I'll buy just a whole rainbow of different local vegetables. I started a couple years ago with sort of a hypothetical business at first. I'm not much of a cook, but I like food to be very beautiful, and I like to make things look very beautiful, so I started making these platters and bringing them to different parties. I remember at one point one of my friends showed me a picture of a cheese board that she had made. She was like, "Oh, Casey, I was inspired by yours," and she showed me it, and it was so not cute. So I was like, oh, this is a skill that not everybody could. I thought everyone could just do it. I was like, okay. So from there I made it into a business.
Hi there. Got it. 5-5, so be 10.
I could get a receipt too, that'd be great. Thank you. My goal is to mostly show people that you can have beautiful, delicious food without causing harm to animals and doing less harm to the planet. When I'm researching all the latest, most innovative cheeses, I go to Bestie's Vegan Paradise. They are this phenomenal all-vegan store, and they're always super up to speed with all the best new cheeses on the market, and they're very knowledgeable and informative, so I'll go there and try things out, and then I will use cheeses from all over the country. So I use a great brand from New York. I have a really great one called Rebel Cheese out of Austin, Texas. I get some from Portland, Oregon, some local from LA and from Ventura. So yeah, we look far and wide to get those good cheeses. I follow a few rules that I've set up for myself. Just I found, through time what works best. If I do something a certain way, it'll look a certain way. So I feel most of the time it's just an art piece, so I'll just do whatever feels right, but there are a couple staples that I go in a certain order, or I put like the figs here, the rest just kind of happens. I try to stay positive because I still know so many people who aren't vegan and I can't understand why, especially in Los Angeles where it's so easy to be vegan, but the community I think is great. And I was mentioning earlier too that since Instagram became invented, when I first became vegan, I was the only vegan I knew, so it was harder, but once I found this community online of other vegans, and it was so much supportive and informative. I learned a lot more, and it just made being vegan that much easier. I am vegan because I just realized one day that it was brought to my attention how animals are treated in factory farms, and something clicked in my brain where I wasn't okay with that. So that was almost 14 years ago. Got a delivery from Ginny and Sprout. Thank you. I think the future of veganism, I think it's unavoidable that the masses are going to be vegan in the future because, you know, our planet can't sustain our appetite for meat and dairy as it is right now. So I think it's building momentum to becoming vegan, and once it reaches a tipping point, it'll become so normal culturally that vegan will just be the default.
My name is Alex Buck. I am a SoCal native and an addiction recovery coach. I work here at a collection of rehab facilities in Southern California, and I'm a plant-based endurance athlete. So when I first got into the sport of long distance triathlon, Ironman, distance running, I spent a lot of time training by myself, And that's kind of the nature of the game. I mean, you're gonna go out for 4 or 5 hour bike rides, and you know, you have these long swim sessions and super long runs, and that's the nature of the sport. Where do you get your protein, huh? It is not hard in the slightest to be a vegan athlete, as far as I can say from my own anecdotal experience. I train a lot, and I don't just train, for strength, or I don't, spend an hour, 90 minutes in the gym. Like, the training that I have to embark on to do the sport that I do requires a massive, massive taxing of calories. So, I mean, I'll go out for a training run sometimes and I check my data, and it's like, you just burned 3,600 calories. And so it's like, okay, well, guess who's eating for the next 4.5 hours? And luckily, there's somewhere between, 35 to 40,000 edible plants on this planet that we live on. So there's no shortage of options for things to eat, And as far as getting your fiber, getting your carbs, getting your macros, getting your micros, like, a plant-based diet is where you're going to find the most abundant, the most healing, the most organic options that you can possibly get. I think being an athlete and asking my body to do something on a regular basis so critical that it's a no-brainer to be plant-based. I mean, what kind of gas would you want to put in your car if you were racing it? I think the future of sports will be predominantly plant-based. I mean, you know, kind of making that reference to what kind of fuel do you want to put in your car. Research is, you know, flooding all of the major medical journals of it being the optimal choice. And in the world of sports, you want to win. You want to go one more. You want to be better. You want to PR. You want to win the game. And athletes are willing to do whatever it takes to get that win. And so when it becomes common knowledge that, oh, plant-based diet makes you 1% better even, you know, which we know it's actually the gains are massive, but even if it was 1% better, athletes across the globe are going to be going plant-based. And so when the world of sports really, like, you know, wakes up to that understanding, I think that's going to be the future of the game for sure. Obviously, living in Southern California, living in Los Angeles, I'm aware of the fact that there's a bit of a culture bubble here. You know, it's a little more progressive. And as far as like things like plant-based restaurants and having all of the options in our grocery stores, and, you know, every other person you meet is either vegan or knows a vegan or has been vegan or tried it or whatever, it's becoming a more common conversation. You know, I mean, change is happening all around us, but in all aspects of social justice, whether it's animal cruelty or anti-racism or trans rights. Like, people are getting tuned into, you know, the ability to have a healthy conversation about a complicated topic, you know. And in a lot of ways, like, as a society, we are evolving, you know, and there's certain things that we have done for a long time that aren't chill and we need to not do anymore. Hold on. When I was 16, I actually decided to go vegetarian, and I spent the next several years like in and out of vegetarian and vegan lifestyles. So I had always known about it and known that it was like a core value of mine, but I simultaneously was suffering with some very severe alcoholism and drug abuse through all those years. And when it got really bad in my early 20s, I started eating animal products again, and just in general was not treating myself or the world around me in alignment with my real core values. So it wasn't until my dog Bodhi came into the picture, and when he came into my life, it really cracked open that connection for me with my true values of not harming animals. And I couldn't sit there and hold him in my arms and take care of this, you know, little baby dog and then go open the fridge and eat another animal. So it was when Bodhi came into the picture that it really brought everything back around full circle for me to go plant-based again. And it was not too much time after making that choice to, you know, live in alignment with my values that I was actually able to finally get sober from those addictions that I suffered from for over 10 years. And I'm dreaming of that sweet kill me medicine. It's the comforting kiss of an old friend. Just one to pass the time. In the morning I'll be fine. Well, they say it's okay to be afraid. Well, who in the hell are they anyway? You didn't have the strength to stand or stay, but it didn't seem to hurt your knees too much to walk away. So I make you up of all the things I know I love to hate. I guess it's my fault I believed the things you had to say.